Right. So for those who are my regulars, you guys know the drill. Let me know how your Wednesday is going. I would appreciate very much if you can share. And what I want to do today is, as you know, for those of you who are in the Real Beauty Talk group, we have been focusing on gratitude this month. So hey, Candy, how are you? Let me know how your month has been going, how your week has been going, and I want you to share. While we wait for a few more people to pop on, I really want you to share what are you most grateful for. Today's going to be an awesome day. So if you can grab your makeup and join us so we can yes, it's a cold Wednesday here as well in my neck of the woods. I love it when it's like nice and cool like this. So I want you to invite a friend. I have my guests waiting on in the background. So let's just have a few more people pop in. So in the meantime, let me introduce myself. Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Wednesday. I am so grateful that you could join me today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Paula D'Souza. I've been navigating the beauty industry for the last 25 years as a makeup artist. And what I do, I don't think I just do makeup. I really see myself as someone who help women to either connect or reconnect with their inner beauty, because you would be amazed to know how many women there are out there who are, in my opinion, absolutely gorgeous, but for some reason or the other, they seem to focus on their insecurities and all the things that is not right about them. So whenever you sit in my chair, I I feel it's my responsibility to make sure I remind you of how absolutely gorgeous you are. And Real Beauty Talk is a series of conversations that I have with different guests. Some people I've met in person, some I've never met before. And one of the things that have inspired Real Beauty Talk is that over the years, I've noticed once you sit in my chair, we always get into these really amazing, thought-provoking conversations. And one day, my you know how I don't know how you operate, but my spirit guides were like, you know what? I want you to have conversations with some of the people that you have met over the years, and that's basically how Real Beauty Talk began. And what I was doing that is different from now is that when I started, I actually I was doing makeup demos as we go along. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic and all that stuff, we had to just divert to doing it like this. What is it called again? Virtually, yes. So we had to divert to doing it virtually. So today, one of the people who I have met so many people while I'm doing this because it's been a year now. And this beautiful woman that I'm going to be talking to, let me bring her on screen. Her name is Denise Richards, and I really wanted to give her an extra special treat today. So this is hi Denise,
Hi, Paula. Good evening.
welcome to Real Beauty Talk. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me again. It's
You
a
are most
pleasure.
welcome. Yes. Well, now I have you solo. Last time we had a great conversation with yourself and
Heather
your friend
Durham.
and Durham,
Yes,
who's such a beautiful soul as well. And so
absolutely.
now that I have you one on one, we're gonna be really diving into a couple of things. So this is what's gonna be happening today. We're actually doing from since I met Denise, one of the questions she's been asking me is I want to learn how to master the no makeup look, because everybody always talk about how clean my work is and so on, and my approach to makeup is very different. And I'm so happy that I didn't start makeup in the era when social media was the thing, because now the average woman don't even know the difference between who is a beauty influencer and a real makeup artist who set the trends, who do celebrities, who do makeup for the magazines and editorial work and so on. So in this whole Real Beauty Talk, one of the topics that I also speak about is a redefining beauty. So that's why when I do makeup specifically to target the average everyday woman who don't want to do all that stuff and just want to learn how to be absolutely gorgeous with
Right.
as little as possible, right? And as we age, here's the thing about makeup. Well, Denise is also a makeup artist. I'm going to let her introduce herself in a minute, and there's a thin line between makeup that can enhance you, make you look fabulous, and makeup can also age you. And just as simple as the color of the lipstick that you would use
Mhm.
or the eyeshadow that you will choose can make you look older. And for me, my aesthetic is always very clean, beautiful, youthful. It doesn't matter if you are 90 or if you're 19. I want to go for that nice, clean, youthful finish. So for those of you who don't, for the people who don't know who Denise Richards is, I would love for you to tell us who are you without mentioning what you do.
Hi, everybody. I am Denise Richards from the Twin State of Trinidad and Tobago. I am an aunt. I am a mentor. I am a makeup artist. I'm a brand manager. I like to aspire to inspire people, and I strive for excellence. I'm into serving. I love customer service. And so for all my life, actually, I have been in the customer service business. I love the beauty business as well. I'm just multidimensional. I am very diverse. It's just not one thing you see here. I stick with it. I like to try a lot of things. And like Paula said, from the moment I saw her, and we have never met,
No.
on Facebook. I just love that clean makeup look. And
Yes.
another person, one of the I think the only makeup artist in Trinidad and Tobago that may know my face very well is Camila Regrello. And she too, I have been stalking Camila. How do I get to do this? How do I do this no makeup, make this, no, the very clean makeup look?
Right.
And she's also given me some pointers. And Camila could do my face, and there'll be makeup on it, and I will look at it, and it'll be like, where is the makeup? Because it's so
Right.
clean and fresh and pretty. And
Yes.
I'm not dissing anybody. Everybody have their own style, but my preferably style of makeup is that clean, fresh um, look, and I am really aspiring to master that.
Right.
Seriously, because
Well, let's
regardless to what you do in life, you never stop learning. There's always something
exactly,
to learn.
exactly. And the first step to that really nice, clean, beautiful aesthetic is naturally beautiful skin. Because what I realize is that a lot of women don't even invest or indulge in a consistent skincare routine. So, what is your skincare routine, and um, if you have any like beauty tips, secret formulas that you use at home? Because we know these days everybody going for stuff that is nice and natural ingredients.
I don't have any special products that I use, but I certainly do the cleanse, tone, moisturize twice daily. I bare face today.
Right? Because we're gonna start
Bare
from,
face today, and I think for my age, I am 54.
and you look freaking fabulous, right? But
Thank
here's
you.
the thing. But at 54, you want when you get to 70. Because I saw a woman today who's 70, and I'm like,
Did
and
you see that? I saw it as
body
well.
and
I saw it as
everything.
well.
So here what? You have to be very specific about the skincare that you're gonna use from now on. Make sure you include a serum,
Yeah, I
right? 'Cause
do.
what
I
if-
do. I like that Clinique one. That's like that's another
Yes,
level serum.
yes, and make sure you're using a serum and understand what your skin is doing at this stage so you could tackle it like that, right? Make sure you're using an eye cream, and from now on, everything that you're doing, indulge based on what your skin is. So if you're gonna eat, make sure at least the skin getting some benefit from it. If you're gonna drink, make sure it's benefiting your skin. So we have to be a whole lot more intentional with our skincare, right? So we will start to do our prepping as we go along, and then I will explain. So the first thing is, let's talk about prepping, and then I'm going to go into my next stage. So, what I personally do, this is my serum that I'm using, and I only recently started using this product. So, you could go ahead and you could prep along with me too.
Also,
So,
before I came on, I did a mask and all that sort of thing earlier because I came from a red eye this morning, and girl, I was just like, So tired.
I couldn't see you. Sorry. Oh my God, I heard something bumping on my window. I'm on a live, Mr. Charles. So I heard this thing bumping on my window, and I'm looking to see what the hell, because I have all the lights on me. So
Oh,
my landlord on the outside saying hello. So
so
yes.
I came from a flight on red eye this morning, and then I
Mhm.
took the next flight to New Jersey. So I came here and I did all my stuff. I did a mask. I'm all moisturized and
So you
everything.
all moisturized and
Yeah.
everything. All
Hmm.
right. Well, I will have to because I didn't do moisturizing.
I'll wait
So
on you.
this is my primer that I use, and I always like to put my products at the back of my hands because whatever's left over, I do this. Because as you know, I don't know if you've heard it before, the back of your hands is also a telltale sign of how you age.
Yes.
So a lot of us we only pay attention to our face, and
Yes.
our face don't stop at our jawline. It comes all the way down, and
Yeah.
it's a head to toe scenario. So what I really want everybody to understand who's here is to understand that your skin is our most important organ, because guess what? It houses everything. All right. So you need to understand the importance of taking care of your skin. So that's my serum. And the next thing I'm going to do, because the average woman, when I was in as working as a beauty advisor, one of the things that I noted is that a lot of women were just buying a lot of makeup and they weren't paying attention to skincare. And skincare is a big part of it because our skin needs to be moist.
That
The
is
average
correct.
Korean,
That is still truth today, though. People focus on buying the products that they put on top of the skin instead of
exactly.
getting, a good skincare regime. And
Yeah.
for me, I think, so I can use witch hazel, which I still do as a
Yes.
toner, but I have to get like a good moisturizer.
But here's the thing, witch hazel by itself, I hope you double cleanse and you don't just use witch hazel by itself.
No, 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 no,
Okay, you
no.
double cleanse.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
great. Because
yeah,
double cleansing is the key to making sure that especially at night you go to bed with really clean, nice skin.
hmm,
And sometimes I would even triple cleanse because it depends on the day and how much makeup I would be wearing. I
right.
would use my makeup removal wipes. Then I will use my I am a big fan of the micellar water from L'Oreal.
Hmm.
I will use that and then I would wash. And then I would use the micellar water again. Then I go through all these steps for the night. So what I just did is I applied my moisturizer to put some around my eyes.
Yes.
And it's important how you think, because you see, a simple thing is doing this, it helps to de-stress the skin, especially if you're doing skincare at night. So let's pretend this is our night routine. And you always,
Yes.
because a lot of women, we tend to frown.
So
So you end up,
they call it the 11.
yes, and you
Phoenix too,
think,
yeah, they call it
so
the
at the
11 right
end of
there.
the night,
Yeah,
and we hold a lot of tension in our face as well.
that's
So
correct.
the muscles, and you want to also depuff. I'm going to show you my favorite thing to use. So what I'm going to do now is I got this from Kamala actually. The let me see how you.
Sasha just had a really big sale the other day. I know it. I know of it. Yeah, I know of it.
Yes,
Sasha had a really big sale the other day, and I was able to. Everything was like 50% off, and I was able to
wow.
order some stuff. So I cannot wait to get to Trinidad to collect my stuff. I sent it to a friend of mine,
Yes, and you see that
and
what you're doing there, it's great to depuff the skin, especially after flight. That is
I saw
something
it.
you should
I
invest
think
in.
you sent it to me, and I also saw it on Facebook. The Asian
Right.
lady that was doing it.
Right, and this is my jade roller, and I'm going to share with you. I start from the center of my face and I pull out. And what a jade roller does, it helps to um, increase the circulation. It also depuffs the
Yes.
skin because we have what is known as lymphatic fluids under the skin. And if you're somebody who tend to get puffy, this is a great way. And then also the jade roller. The jade of itself is a crystal. I'm going to tell you in a little bit some of the benefits that it has. So this is the way how you use it, because one of the lymphatic drainage is like here and the other one is here, right? So you roll down under your chin and everything else here, you roll here. And that's it. So could you imagine that you are feeling so at the end of the day? I mean, you don't even have to set aside extra time to do this. And one
No.
of the awesome benefits of this stone is naturally a very cool stone. And if
Yes.
you want to amplify it, you just store it in
Open the
your refrigerator.
freezer. Yeah.
Right. Not necessarily freeze because the coolness is thing. So just for timing's sake, I'm just gonna stop indulging in this because oh my god, it's so freaking relaxing. It is.
I actually have one of those, and I Googled how to
Mhm.
use it properly. So one night I was there and I'm following everything. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's in my head, right? But I was
Yeah.
just feeling so awesome
No,
after.
it is nothing ahead. If you could indulge in this at least every other night, you will
Yeah.
get amazing, amazing, amazing results. So one of the places that I go to when I want information is healthline.com, right? And the three benefits is improved circulation, it drains the lymphatic fluids, it improves your glow, it's very it also reduces the puffiness and it helps to tighten the skin over a period of time, and then of course relaxes your muscle, especially for the women who work at the computers, or even if you're dealing with people. We love people, but sometimes we don't realize that a little bit of irritation stores in the muscle of our skin. So at night,
Right.
the best way to relax your get a good relaxation is to do that. And some of the other health benefits as well. It claims to help with people who have sinuses. It
Mm.
helps to drain your sinus, and if you have like headaches, it also soothes your headache. And as we know, when we talk about jade, I don't know how many people on here are into crystals, right? So one other question I want to ask on the outside, how is my audio? Are you getting, guys? Is it clear? Are you getting any feedback? I would love to know. So jade is a crystal, and crystals are known for their metaphysical benefits. And I made a note so that we can understand that sometimes you should be intentional on what you're going to use. And there's jade. You could get it in jade. You could get it in clear quartz. You can also get it in amethyst, and you can
Hmm.
also get it in rose quartz. All
Right.
right. So just go to healthline.com or charmsoflight.com and you will be able to read a little bit more. So jade is known for it's a symbol of serenity and purity. It's a protective stone, and it also encourages honesty and relationship uh, pluses that it have and thing. And then of course, over period, if you wear jade, it's also associated with helping certain organs in the body too. So for
Awesome.
your benefit, you can go into and dive into a little bit more. So now let's get into the whole makeup aspect of it. So we touched on skincare as the most important. um, it's like almost
Foundation.
yes, it's the foundation to your makeup. If your skin is not nice and moist, then also when you say I shall be buying that stone. Yes,
Good
and then
job. Please get it.
yes,
You
and
see
then
all that benefits that Paula just described there? Hello.
yes,
Especially the health part.
it's really awesome. It really really is awesome. And you would never know, because one of my as a matter of fact, let me see if I could get it without making a mess. I treated myself to this beautiful chunk of this is amethyst,
Amethyst.
and it's in its raw state. And you would never know how something will benefit you until you have it in your space. And I also love this is another piece of amethyst as well. And it's very good for all kinds of different things. So I'm not gonna get
Somebody
into that right now. So we will
somebody gave me like one for my birthstone, a big chunk of that stone for my, but I don't know where it is. I've moved so many times. I
uh
just don't know where it
if you could get it again, that would be so
is.
awesome. So yes, so what is the objective of applying makeup? When you set to do your makeup, what is your first objective?
I I just want to look pretty. I just want to enhance what's already there. I don't want to look overdone. I don't want to look overbig. I just want to look as natural as I can, but pretty.
Right. So the first step for me personally, when I think is like, okay, what are your strong points in terms of what are the strongest features on your face that you like?
I like my eyes. I have a lot of eye space, so
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like my lips as
Right.
well.
All right. Now let's focus a little bit on your flaws, not to like make you feel a negative way, but for
Oh,
example,
absolutely
like me.
not. Absolutely not.
My
Absolutely.
one of the things that I want to tackle first is this little shadow that I have on the inner corner of my eye. So when I say identify your flaws, it means because that's the first place you're gonna tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole idea about no makeup look, or even when you're wearing makeup, the purpose for foundation is to create the illusion of flawless skin. So that's why we should not pile it on. And I'm saying this to the women who sit down and watch these women on YouTube or Instagram or wherever that use a whole half of foundation on their face, right? Their purpose is to get you in the store every 2 weeks to replace a foundation. A lot of products that they're making now is a little go a long way.
Right.
So, what is the texture? What is your favorite texture foundation? What is your skin like? Those are some of the questions that you have to answer before you even think about applying a foundation, right? What kind of coverage do you want? And if we're going for a no makeup look, it means getting this nice, clean, beautiful canvas with as little product as possible. So when I start,
Right.
I tackle here first. All right. So what I'm going to do, so I have two products that I prefer to use um, because of what I do. I mean, I might sound like a hypocrite here, right? But when I'm selling product, I want you to buy a foundation, a concealer, and a CC cream and everything. But as a
Absolutely.
makeup artist and a woman, you don't need all of that. That's the hypocrisy of being in the sales business,
I
right?
wish somebody would just make a like a really, really good full coverage powder, and that'll be just fine because these days I am just on the go. I just want something that powder preferably to just throw on. I would hide my little marks and so.
All right. So
But
here's what I suggest: a full coverage foundation that is close to your skin color. Because what I'm going to do right now is as little as this.
okay.
This is a full coverage foundation that I tend to use from time to time, and sometimes because it's a little bit lighter than my skin. Or I go with a CC cream, and what I love most about the CC cream, it is so easy to apply, and it also has skincare benefits. So for
Okay.
the women who are over 50 and in the 60s and stuff, I would say be intentional when you're going to purchase a foundation, because foundations now for women who are over 40 and 50, some foundation comes with a serum in it, and I thought, oh,
Right.
this is a black up CC cream, right? Because I think they're calling it something totally different now because there was some issue of marketing it in the states. It's called CC Multi Action, right? And it's paraben free, oil free, fragrance free. And some of the benefits, it hydrates the skin. And then, of course, as you get older, your skin loses its natural moisture. So, therefore, your skin will soft and look more tired. So, you always want to have product that's going to hydrate the skin.
So
All
you
right.
will use that CC cream
As my foundation, let me show you what it looks
as
like.
your foundation.
As my foundation, if I want to. But because I've been doing a lot of work on my skin, I'm going to just swipe it. You see how natural it is?
Yes.
And you see how little goes a long way?
Right.
So I don't need to paste it on my skin. I know I have some blemishes like right here from
Right.
season. So what I will do is just focus on areas that need coverage.
Oh.
See that?
So are you going to use another foundation after?
No, I don't need to.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do right now is the first product that I picked up, and I'll mix it in because it's a little bit lighter, and I'm going to go here. So that's the first thing, because I'm sure you also have that issue where the inner corner of your eyes is a little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to pat that in using your ring finger
Yeah.
and pull it down the side of your nose because I have a little bit of redness. So you have to identify what the issues are on you because not everybody have this little redness in the corner there.
I actually do.
Right. So if you do, then you pull it down and then you want to make sure you feel it because even that alone. So, and then the other thing is you don't want to paint the product in. Sweep it. So it's, and then if you need more coverage, if you need more, then apply more.
Right.
Right? So it's
Yeah.
always better to have a little bit and reapply than have too much and then you have to try to take it off because remember, we are going to go for as close to skin as possible.
Yes.
So, any questions so far?
Right. So I like this idea of no question, but just like an observation. I like the idea of just putting the product where it's really needed.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love
Exactly. And
that.
then don't forget, well, these days, all of us, we have to be really decked off in a mask, right?
Yeah.
So I still tend to, whatever residues left on my fingers, I still pull it out around my lips, you know? So, and then, of course, I will use I have this little beauty blender thingy and I will use it to pat out and just fuse whatever. And the residue, you can, if you're going to use eyeshadow, just tap it over the eyelid because this is going to function as your primer.
Right. Ooh, I love this technique.
Yes, yes. So
Paula,
basically,
thank you so much for doing this, girl. I
girl,
mean,
that is not a
this
problem. I am
is one priceless conversation.
You have been such a blessing in terms of like I watch you whenever I post stuff. You sit down and individually tag everybody,
Yeah.
all your friends. So
Because
you,
you are not posting nonsense, and you are posting things that are really relevant. And I
yeah.
think like some of the people in my life could benefit from reading,
Well, I
from
appreciate
reading, from
that
looking
very
at
much.
your posts and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I don't usually go on and pull nonsense from off Facebook and share with other people. It doesn't make sense. If you're going to take the time and effort to post stuff, and when I read it, it makes sense to me. I understand it resonates. I know that if you touch
Mhm.
me, I can hope that it would touch somebody else. So I tag as many people as I can.
That I appreciate. So what do you think? Because what I think. So here's the other thing. I know a lot of people were taught to kind of like slap the product into the skin,
Yeah.
right? So what I want you to start doing is just revisit your application technique. So
Okay.
instead of slapping the product in, I want you to do, I'm going to just do a little bit on one side again, just for you to see. Do like a sweeping technique. This will allow you to have the least amount of product. And then when you're ready
Oh, I'm still
to
tapping.
be more, yes. So I do this and then I sweep. Because the where I need the coverage most is right up in the corner here.
Paula, when I have to tell you that when you are applying your makeup, first to begin, you have beautiful hands.
Thank you.
And when you're applying the products, it
Hmm.
just seems like it's so airy and natural.
Exactly, because you need to lighten. You remember Jean? Jean
Yeah.
says the ring finger has the lightest touch. So
Yes.
you really want to just literally sweep it. So you're using the ball of your finger as a
Yes.
sponge. So you want to
Uh-huh.
make sure that you barely use like almost like you're barely touching the skin, but you're doing
Right.
what you're
And that's
supposed to do.
exactly how it comes across when you're doing it. That's
Right.
beautiful. Now
So you
you're sending me to unlearn something. This is
exactly,
beautiful.
exactly, because that is the thing that will really help to kind of like differentiate between
Yeah.
how it's done and the
Yeah.
result that you would get. So the
Yeah.
only way to make a difference is for you to unlearn,
Yes.
and then you could also, incorporate what works for you. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing with
Oh,
you now.
I'm still
um
I'm still doing
yeah,
my
don't worry about
thing.
it. It's gonna, yeah. So just sweep it, and if it's the only way I do tapping is if like it's a really dark spot and I
Yes.
need more product on, I will do that,
Oh, okay.
right? And then you just buzz it out.
Right.
So what I want you to do now, the foundation that you're using is it looks like it's the same color of your skin.
Yeah.
Do you use a concealer?
I have one here.
All right. So because I want you to, because of your eyes, how deep set your eyes are, I want you to add a concealer that is maybe like a 1 or 2 shades lighter. Whenever you're buying a concealer, make sure it is not more than 2 shades lighter, right? And you tap it again in the same spot around just to pull it out a little bit. Hi, Anthony. Thank you guys for joining us. So tell me about your mental health, self-care situation, because this is a twofold conversation going on here.
Well, I
Light,
think
light, light, light. Yes.
I
So look,
think
look. One more thing before you get in. Look, remember, one of the things that I want you to note is light colors bring forward, dark colors
yeah.
recede. So you have this your deep
My
laughter.
my my
So no, it's so I don't know. There's a technical name for it, but don't ask me about that, right? So you are going to go in here. Stop pulling there
okay. I have to
because we
pull here,
want to
right?
get off. Look. So we want to do with the same light color. Look at me. Look at me first. Right here. And you're going to come down like so. Because we want to bring more light into this area. We don't want it to be dark. And the only way to do that is to add a light, the same light from concealer,
Yeah.
and you pull it down here. Do it on one side, and I want you to observe and want you to tell me. Don't just do it because I tell you to do it.
No, 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 no. No,
Product
that was
there,
enough.
right there, and sweep it out, and then look at the other side and tell me if you notice a difference.
Absolutely. It's not even done properly yet, but I'm seeing the difference already.
All right, so I want you to tell everybody what the difference is in terms of like how it structures your face, what you notice.
But what I notice is that so it's a wrinkle. This is like the biggest, deepest wrinkle you could ever get. And so it has just softened the what did I just use there? The concealer just softened the appearance of this side here.
Yes, so because it's a light color, because makeup is all about creating illusions.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. So what it does, it pull that area out and make it come like it brought it forward.
Yeah.
So whenever you're gonna do the concealer and you're gonna use something light, always remember to come down here
Okay.
and you just sweep it out.
Yes.
So basically that's it. And then yes, you're gonna go ahead and tell me about your mental health care, self-care scenario. What
My
is the
mental health care. Girl, I have a therapist on call.
okay?
So when life becomes kind of overwhelming, I just
Mhm.
hit that number and I make an appointment. No
Okay,
shame in the game. No
right.
shame in the game. And simple things like just changing the nail polish on my toenails, just, going to the store, buying something, or even eating something that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
We also have on work we have access to a program called Navigator. So if for any reason I haven't used it yet because I have my own therapist, but if for any reason I felt like overwhelmed or I can't afford my therapist this month, we have
Mm-hmm.
access to therapists basically. So it is just really comforting just knowing that I have
Right.
people that I can talk to. My partner is a really good listener. You know, really really good listener, so I can take the world to her and she would try to understand.
Right.
And I've discovered too that I found this person called Paula de Souza. I can
I am so grateful that I'm on the list, and you work in a kind of like, I would say your job is a high stress job. Let me just give you a scenario that happened to me recently. My first gig, it was at an international BBC, right? And the night before the shoot, I felt as though I was bombarded with all this information. I had to fill out all these forms with COVID, this, that. I had to do a rapid flow test. I had to do a COVID release
Mm.
form. And I literally felt as though I wanted to just crawl under the table. I felt extremely stressed. And one of the things that happened with the rapid flow test, it reminded me of a pregnancy test. And it took me back to the time when I was pregnant, but I lost the baby. So I was really, really, really stressed. And I share that to ask you this. How are you navigating the whole having to go on a flight, being in this enclosed place with all these people? Some of them don't want to wear a mask and all this drama. What is that doing to your mental health, and how are you navigating that?
Well, Paula, at the end of the day, I realized that I've been on this earth for 54 years. And at the end of the day, you can only try to influence people. So, as we say it, we are not here to police. We're
Yes.
not here to police. We are informers and not enforcers. And so if we've told you a lot of time, and now a lot of the like the pilots and crews like zero tolerance with these people who don't want to wear their mask. And so we do
Mhm.
what we have to do. There are certain guidelines that we have to do, and we just follow it. What we do is try, or what I do is just try and protect myself. I wear my mask constantly. When I have to take it
Mhm.
off to take a breather, because sometimes it just gets so overwhelming, I go in a little corner away from everybody and I take a
Mhm.
little breather. And then with this whole freaking menopause is coming on, sometimes the
Oh
whole
my
thing is
gosh.
crazy. So
I
I
can
go in
tell
a
you about
corner by
me.
an air vent and I get some air on my face and just kind of recover, revive. But I personally try to take care of me. Like I
Mhm,
said, we are
mhm.
informers and not enforcers. I'm not trying to force you to do anything, because this whole mask and COVID situation has been around for more than 2 years, and everybody knows.
Right. But
Everybody knows the
how do you
importance.
take care of you in terms of like, how do you get yourself ready to go into that situation? How do you prepare yourself mentally?
I don't, I
You don't,
don't. I know,
you don't
no,
think
I
about
don't.
it.
I'm not afraid. I've never, since this whole COVID started, I've never called out once, and we never stopped flying. Even when we were flying 5 customers, and so we were flying. I never called out. I just
Right.
went to work.
Right.
I understand what it is. There were certain guidelines, what we had to do, and every time they mandated to do something, I just follow the rules and regulations. So I
Right.
cannot, Paula, I cannot put fear in my head. Oh my gosh, I'm
Yes.
going to go to work today and I'm going to catch COVID, and I cannot. I
Right.
stay away from that kind of negativity, and I
Right.
walk into it with a positive mindset.
Right. So the key is to not think about it. Like if I mean, we are aware that it's there, but don't pay it any kind of, don't give it energy by
No, I
thinking
don't. I
once you're
don't.
exposed.
Hmm.
So let's go on to the next phase of the makeup and then we'll come
Yes.
back. So
Yes.
what I want to do, because you know me, by now you know I'm all about glow in the skin. And all we did right now, all we have on our skin is just foundation in the areas where we need to highlight,
Yes.
where we need to disguise with little shadows or blemishes. So the next thing that I will do, because I like to have the glow and I like it to look as though it's coming from within. So I have this product. I don't know if you use well, I know they call it highlighters, bronzers or whatever. So I don't know if you have something like this. So
I,
what I
I wasn't prepared today because I'm in a
that's
different
okay.
location, but
Uh
I will watch you do that while I just grab my powder.
right.
But how can I?
So I what I do after I apply my foundation, the next thing I want to do is just add a little glow to the skin, but I don't want it to look shiny. You know, the whole everybody uses product in a way that, oh my gosh, you have to spot it from seven. That's not how I use my product. And I want to highlight just my high points. Now remember, everybody's facial shape is different. So we talk about adding and wherever you want light, wherever you want to attract light, because product placement also helps to shape the face,
Right.
right? You already have very narrow features, and I will definitely, because there's a product that I have here that will be perfect for you. I think you could get it from Macy's. I sound like it's still selling Black Up. Black Up have this what they call a contouring palette, and I think you and I about probably fall into the same color family, maybe like a two. And the middle part of the product, one shade, one product, one texture is matte, and the other texture is a kind of like a satin finish. So I will use the satin finish because we want to bring more light into the area here for you, right? Because remember, you have deep set eyes. And I will
Right.
also sweep this same product over my eyelid, right? So it have that little kind of shimmery light, especially in here. And when you apply the concealer that you apply down here, also apply it in the depth of the
Right.
eye.
Inside
Yeah,
here. What
yes.
is that? What is that palette? The contour palette. It's just contouring palette by Black Up, number two.
By Black Ops, yes.
Okay.
Number two. So it has
So
the
is
perfect
there, do you know
shade
if there's like a another brand
that is
that
does the
would have
same
like
thing. I
similar product?
I actually don't, because for the last one, so like I'm somebody I don't bounce around a lot, right? Maybe it's a bad thing, but since I started to use this product, which is I represented them for about maybe 5 years. I'm not with them for another 3 or 4 years, but
Yeah.
I'm still using their stuff.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Actually, Denise Myrick's is the only other brand that I've added to my line.
I love her stuff. I haven't bought any, but I've seen her stuff,
Yeah.
and
So you see what it did to my face?
I am seeing it. I am seeing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So I really don't need anything else. And I really pull this out just to show you. It sets the on the eye product without preventing, some powders when you apply them over your cream or whatever, it tends to settle into the skin,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
highlights creases. Once you use your beauty blender and you pat out whatever excess, right away you use this. And what I love about the Nisa Myrick's, her powders, they are very, very light. It's literally like smoke. So it's not a heavy kind of scenario.
Yes.
All right. So I use my highlighters on my cheek area, like right up here, because I have this little shiny eye scenario going on. I want to add a little bit more light, like right here and
Mm-hmm.
here. So that's where I put my product. But for you, just shift your face a little bit this way, like to your shoulders, like if you're looking over your shoulders, over on the next side. I think you could get away with doing the same thing because you already have very high cheekbones. So once you apply the light, it will automatically just pop the cheekbone area a little bit more. All right. So
Yeah.
what I would do is I will go very easy with the contouring with you. And for the no makeup look, you really don't have to do all of that because we have two different scenarios with the no makeup look. We have the very casual ones that you would just powder down right now, apply
Yes.
some mascara,
Yeah.
shape your eyebrows, and then you go. And
Yes.
then you have the one that you want to do a little bit more, which is
Yes.
to maybe just shape the face a little bit more. And then what I usually use is I have a product that I really love, and it's not a fancy designer name or anything. So it's from NYX,
Oh, I
and
love
this
this
is
stuff.
yeah, and this is a matte bronzer. What I love most about this shade is all about finding a color that is going to be nice and warm on the skin because what I notice with contouring products, if it's too dark, it could end up looking muddy on the skin.
Yes.
You don't want to apply anything that looks like it doesn't belong there. So that is the key to wearing makeup with intention. All right.
Right.
You try to find the undertones in your skin and go either a little oof above or oof under.
What I like about last year, 2 years ago, I did a Color Me Beautiful 1 day course with Flory Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
And before I did it, there were times that I would wear like lipstick and my teeth would look like really off color. And I'd be thinking, but I really like this color lipstick, but my teeth look off color. And then
It's
there were
because
times
the
that
undertone in the lipstick.
yes. And then there were times that I wore another color and it was like, oh my God, what happened here?
Yes. And
This
let me
looks
tell
so
you,
bright.
I was telling somebody the other day, I mean, I'm not working for Black Up anymore. I'm not getting a commission or anything from this. But let me tell you what I absolutely adore about their products. It was formulated with our skin tones in mind. It's probably the only um, manufacturer or brand that caters specifically for the woman of color. And from what I understand is that they actually went into the lab with models of from the lightest tone all the way down. It's not the chemists who just swatch on their thing and just add. Because from what I understand, I've never worked in a lab before, so I understand that some labs they have the chemists and they will
Yes.
just swatch on there and then they will just add dots of whatever and then create it like that. But with Black Up, they actually use because it was a makeup artist who's originally from the Ivory Coast. He was the one who founded Black Up. So
Right.
everything that they created because I mean, I've done from the lightest skin tone all the way to the darkest. Trinidad and Tobago. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
no, we have some beautiful chocolate, caramel, and all these different tones,
We
right?
sure do. We sure do.
Yes. And what I notice is that a color that would look awesome on me will still look amazing on somebody who's a darker skin tone. So that is the
Wagner
difference.
do have some beautiful stuff. I got quite a few pieces. Like when I lived in Barbados a few years ago, Cape Shepherd used to carry it, and
Yes, they still carry it.
right. But some of the like at the airport, it wasn't doing so well apparently, and so
Well,
they had it
well, how long ago
on
was that?
sale. Girl, I
Oh,
went to town.
yes, because the last time I was in Barbados in 2018 doing a promotion with them, and if you see how fabulous it looks like if I was in a store in the US.
Yes, Cape Shepherd
So
is lovely.
apart from you said you don't have everything with you. Do you have a blush?
I do.
Because here's one of the things that I'm gonna touch on right now before we continue. All right, let me see that color.
Spice Wine by Clinique.
Okay,
Is that okay? And then I also have like a red one by Sasha, and I have and I have the Film Noir.
I laughing at Anthony said I don't know. I know you didn't learn the measurements from that one look really dark. Let me see. Swatch it on
That's
your hand.
Film Noir. This is dark, yeah. But
Yeah.
I do have like the Sasha. I think
Let
it's
me see
Perfect
the other
Melody.
one. So this guy Anthony went to the same school with me. Yes. Let me see. Yeah, that looks good. But what I want you to do though is find something that is a little more terracotta-ish. Let me
Okay.
tell you what he was laughing at. He say, I know you didn't learn those measurements. Them well, say it like a Guyanese. I know you didn't learn them measurements in St. John's. What is a oof? Well, it's a little oof darker, a little oof lighter. don't worry, don't
We
worry. Anthony's
we understand. It's makeup talk.
yes, makeup talk. Yeah.
Oh,
So
so I don't have anything terracotta right now. I
all
have
right.
I just have my little
So
kit from that I take to work with me and a little extra.
all right,
I
great.
came
So
straight from work.
you blush now
But I
because
my
blush.
powder.
We're gonna go blush first. So
Okay.
the one that is in a square container is the one that we will use. Right. Great. So how you apply your blush
Yes.
will determine how your face is shaped. Now, your face is a little bit what is that? A kind of more diamond shape because you're longer.
Yes.
So you want to always pull your blush across, right?
So
Like
from
so. So from I would say here, from the center, don't pull it all the way from your ear because you don't
oh
want to elongate your face. You want to do it from here, start it from here, and you're blushing it up. So when you smile, because I noticed, but that's why I asked you to angle your face this way for me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we want to kind of like just define the apple or the ball of your cheek. I'm doing it like how I want you to do it, and sweep it up like so. Yes. So when you're blushing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing it as do your smiley so you can get it. Yeah.
Oh, on my the apples.
Yes.
So Paula, you don't powder your entire face?
No, no powder yet.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Because I know it's a whole thing for you to do your foundation and then powder and everything. But you remember, we want it to look as natural as possible. We want to make
Right.
everything look like it coming from under the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So you put a little bit more blush and you kind of like sweep here because we want to shape the face. We want to add a little bit more structure. We don't want it to do what it does naturally.
Right.
So but I can't see. But what I want you to do now is you see this little spot like right here?
Mm-hmm.
Smile and do this.
So we sweeping it in the opposite direction now.
Well, no, not all over, just the little ball,
Okay.
right? To kind of like sweep it down for it to fuse into here. So if hair is going to be light, remember we have product lighter here,
Yes. Yes.
right? We want to
Mm-hmm.
do so. Right.
Hi
Does your
guys.
does your face
Get on this live. Get on this
your
live with
facial
Paula.
shape, does it look different?
It does.
You see how
I
color
can, yeah,
you see how color lifts
this
because
here
a
is so
lot
flat.
because a lot of times people add product and what it does, it droops this face down because they apply it in the wrong way. Most makeup artists are not makeup artists. When I say artists, we learn corrective makeup.
Yes.
So my objective when you are sitting in my chair is how to enhance your facial features, not to disguise or change it. How to enhance it so it looks more either oval shape or if you, because right now, when we get to the brows, we'll talk about that. So it's
Yes.
corrective makeup. So everything you tackle is from a space of balancing the features a lot. All right. So if your face is doing droop, you could use product to do oop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Anthony, don't come at me. So you do the other side. And then we will do powder and because you know how fast the time is flying.
Yeah.
So remember you're sweeping it up and
Yeah.
don't do what you want to do is always do like a smiley because what's gonna happen there is you're gonna end up bringing product all the way over here. You don't want that. So you
Mm-hmm.
do it smiley and your aim is to get color on the ball. So sweep it up, and don't go past the line.
Okay.
Right. And then you could bring it from don't put more product.
Okay.
Right. Brush it off on your hands. Right. So that's it. And from with that same
Nicole is
product,
here filming me. Nicole
yeah.
is here filming me.
So
She's filming me.
with that same brush, I will do this over my eyes
Ooh.
because we're going for that no makeup look, but we still want to add a little bit of warmth on the skin
Yes.
of the eyes. All
And
right.
also, Paula, a lot of people are not aware of whether they are cool or whether they are warm. So they go to the
Exactly.
store and they just buy something that kind of sort of matching their skin in the wrong um, shade or the
Yeah.
wrong foot, or that's not good for their skin. So they put it on and then they either look gray or some other kind of thing. It doesn't enhance.
Right.
Um, it might keep them matte, but it doesn't enhance.
Exactly. And to me, as you get older, you don't want to go for matte because matte is boring, matte is drab. It makes you look, it ages the skin.
Right.
Matte product ages the skin. So we always want to go for that nice, healthy, awesome glow. All right. So here's the other thing about powder.
How?
Because of time, we can kind of stop and then I'll tell you a little bit about it. Brows, we'll just talk a little bit more and everything. So great. For the no makeup look, you really don't want to put powder all over your face.
Oh
And
no.
here's the thing about that's why prepping is important. And when I prep, I will go in the area, like the T zone area, and I will use my primer. If it's a mattifying primer or whatever. I don't like primers that makes the skin look really, really dry. It's only if I'm doing somebody who's on stage or in front of cameras, then I will go for that because I don't want to be chasing the product.
Right.
Outside of that, I want a woman to look very nice and natural and glowy. So even if she tends to be a little bit shiny, all she needs to do is use tissue and mat, and she's good to go again. She doesn't have to put product. The thing about compact powders, most of them are created with more pigment. So that's why when you use a full coverage foundation and then you go ahead and use a powder, end up looking like a mask because the powder is already pigmented because it has a
It's
lot of
heavy on top
color
of
in it.
heavy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless the powder was manufactured as a translucent compact powder, that's the only time it's different. So for the no makeup look, my focus now, after I have done everything else, is apply powder in the areas only where I tend to get shiny. Because remember, what I did is I prep my skin properly. So my shiny areas is my T zone, and I want to just sweep it. I'm not going in the center of my face. So wherever your shiny area is, your T zone over your eyebrows,
Yeah.
and then we are going to use the powder now to soften up everything that we did on the cheek.
Right.
Don't put product on the powder on the brush.
Okay.
Or whatever's left, yeah. And then you want to just circle it so you blend it. So everything looks like it's just one big happy family.
Oh, you look beautiful, Miss Paula.
You look beautiful too, Miss Denise. I
Thank you.
love, and I'm seeing the light how it bouncing on your cheeks and thing.
When I'm finished with this, and then I get back to Boston and I have all my products, I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna send you a picture
Okay,
with all
great.
the tricks that you gave me.
Yes. So the only other thing I think we probably have time for
The
is
eyebrows.
yes, and this is what I want to tell you about your eyebrows.
Mrs.
You
Durham is asking a question.
oh, let me see. We need a moderator when we're doing stuff like this.
Oh no, Nicole is doing a fabulous job in the back here.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for her question. I haven't seen her question as yet. Oh, Paul, I noticed you use both concealer and foundation interchangeable. Thought to use a foundation there. I actually have not, on myself, I have not used, I don't use concealers. What I do is I have like three shades of foundation that I would use. Let me just show you what they look like. So I use this one as a highlighter. I use this one to contour, which is a little bit warmer. This one is about two shades lighter than my skin tone. This one is two shades darker. All right.
Okay.
And then when I use my CC cream is my exact skin tone. So what I would do is sometimes I would start with this, depends on how dark my eyes on the eye is. Or I
Mm-hmm.
might use, if I'm doing something for television and I don't want to think, I will use a corrector, right?
Right.
Because the
Right.
corrector helps with the shadow. I will use this. I will mix a little bit of my CC cream because I don't want it to be too light. So that's it for me. My product is very, very simple. And then when I'm dressing up, these are my two babies. These are the mattifying fluid from Black Up as well. And I have the cream to powder. So I love to experiment with different textures because it does give me um Dawn is asking what is a CC cream. A CC cream is a very light foundation that is so easy you can apply it with your fingers. So let me just show you um, and most CC creams comes with skincare benefits, so it's very beneficial for you to use. This is the CC cream here. And you see the little bit that I applied, and you see
It's
how
going
much
a
it
long
goes
way. It's
a
spreading
long way.
nicely.
And do you see how I'm applying it? I'm not slapping it
Yeah.
into the
Yes.
skin.
Yes.
Sweep, 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 sweep. So
It's
even
the
if you
perfect
have,
match for you, Paula.
uh-huh,
It's perfect for your
yes,
complexion.
it is. Um, eh, uh, um, in certain areas, it's a little bit warm, but I figure because I had it for a little over a year, it probably
Mhm.
must be, what is that word?
I
When
can't remember
you,
the name, but I
yeah,
know what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna remember. So yeah, so when you apply, even if you have blemishes to cover, it's always better. Oh, I figured I'm on Instagram. Always
Oxidizing.
better to yes, it
Oxidizing.
oxidizes. Yeah. And because of how warm and you haven't been wearing makeup and thing, so I like to sweep the product on, and if I have blemishes to cover, then I will go over the
And
areas
pat
that I will
pat it
pat,
in.
or I will just sweep it on again and then over the areas, pat, 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 pat. Because that's the only way you will get skin. You cannot get skin by piling on a pound of makeup and then try to blend it off after. All
Correct.
right. So let's just touch on your brows and we can talk a little bit and then I'll let you go because you know how fast the time takes. So now, when we spoke earlier about identifying your the areas that you need to disguise, you're somebody who talk with your face, right?
I do.
Right. So one eyebrow always tend to go up more than the other. And that would be your what's that, your left or your right? Because camera left and camera right is two different things.
Left,
On your left, your left, my right.
right.
Good. So your left
Yes.
is slightly higher than your right. So we want to create balance. So what
Yes.
you do is, I think maybe I don't know if there's hope for your eyebrows because you're one of those people that have been tweezing your eyebrows forever, right?
Well, have I? My eyebrows just drop off.
So we want to, in terms of correcting the brow, we want to be able to go. What snaps? Like that's the only thing I'm bringing. All right, we're gonna use
I remember just tweezing the edges of my brow. I don't know what happened. I just ended up with these brows, but I used to have brows. I
right.
love the eyebrow
So
pencil.
you totally want to ignore the shape that you have.
I don't care. I like, whatever
No, no,
you.
no. I'm saying in terms of um creating your brow in this class. You want to ignore.
If I wanted to totally ignore the shape, I
No, I am
could.
telling you that you have to ignore the shape.
Oh, okay, cool, no
Arm with a
problem.
pencil. I'm sorry, Instagram. Arm with a pencil, you can create the illusion of any shape on your face. So that's why it's important because if we go into corrective makeup here, is you gotta ignore what you see, right? And you have to create. So the first thing you have to do is take out the loop. And when you come to Trinidad, make an appointment with me.
What am
This,
I going to do in this appointment?
we will show you how to get rid of the loop.
The loop. Okay.
Yes. Right? So
Hmm.
so what I will do is I need my I use a magnifying mirror to do everything. So you wanna kind of sweep, you see the little L that comes down? Start from there and sweep it across. So you create an illusion like if you have a little bit of brow right there. Let me see. Okay. So this side is the easiest side. Right. So, right. Perfect. But don't go up as high on that brow. The
Okay.
other brow you want to see, the other brow you want to go up high on that because you want to balance it. I'm sorry. I just gotta get this thing that fell. So the right brow you will take it up a little oof,
Okay.
but not to make it look too fake. So you
Okay.
take it up a little bit higher.
Yes.
And then, like for the days when you want to be extra, you just use a little bit of foundation or concealer to the top of the other brow that is higher. You understand? Because it's corrective makeup. So when you take that down with the concealer now, you could use your brow pencil and you could just bring it down. So if you guys want to get in on the action as to what is really happening here, all the fun that we're having, you have to join me on Facebook. Yes, kind, yeah.
So this is the bottom. Oh,
Right. So you will just shade the bottom on the one that is higher, and on the top, you'll go on the other side, you'll go more on the top.
okay.
Yes. Especially on the arch, you will go up a little bit higher. Go up a little bit higher to balance it off for the other side, if you can. Get as close to as you can get away with. And the question I want to ask you as we finishing up is, how is the what is the most challenging aspect of your healing journey?
My healing journey is just. Are you there, Paula? She's disconnected. She got disconnected. She got disconnected.
All right, I'm so happy that. Oh my gosh! Wow, you did a great job.
I was just going to blend it. But Paula, for me, for my healing journey, it is for me. It is just facing all my demons. So facing
Yeah.
them, and sometimes some days it's like so ugly. Like when it comes to the front, and I have to deal with it. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I do not understand how people like me.
It is that bad.
It's that bad. It is that bad in some areas. I'm not a bad person, but some areas need real work. And sometimes I just understand how people could feel a particular kind of way because they're, I don't know, people have traumas, and you have traumas that you just bury so deep until something triggers.
Right,
And
right,
when
right.
that comes out, it's like, whoa. But for me, the most rewarding thing for me is to face it.
Yeah,
Because if you don't face it, having a therapist is no use.
it's no use because you
You
have to
know.
get to the root cause, and the root cause is you facing it.
Yes, yes.
Because
And when
you,
I do come out on the other side of it, it's an amazing feeling. It really
hmm
is an amazing feeling. And it gives me clarity as to why it is I acted the way I did, you
right,
know,
right, right.
why it is I was doing the things why it is I'm still doing. I have a long way to go still.
Of course, because it's
And
an ongoing journey.
absolutely, absolutely. And us in the Caribbean, you think that because you've seen a therapist, you're crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That taboo is crazy because it's like you hear people talking about, oh, so and so's son or daughter is seeing a therapist, and it's like, oh boy, she crazy or he's crazy. But
hmm
no, 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 no,
There's
no.
that stigma that is attached. So I
Yeah,
want to tell you two quick things before we get off in terms of like your eyes, because remember we talk about, so what I would do with your eyes is just tap a little bit of maybe a shadow that's a little bit lighter than your skin but not
yeah.
shiny, a
Yeah.
little bit of pigment on the eyelid and on your brows.
Yes, this the same one,
Huh?
the same pigment on the eyelid and the brow.
No, what I want to do is bring a little bit of light on your lid. So what I would use is a shade, let me see if I could.
Maybe something like Sasha Skin. Is that all right? This one here.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
the creamier color.
Yeah.
Right.
I love Sasha Skin. Oh, nice.
You see what it does?
It's
You see how
beautiful.
you, well, before you put it on the other side, have
Mhm.
you noticed how it brightens up the eye?
Girl, yes.
Exactly.
That, yes.
So now the blush that you use, you will put it on the bone of itself, not going in. Let me show you where. This little, because my eyes are different from yours, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we're not going into the depth. So the little the orbit bone, I think you call that. You're not going in there.
Not in the crease now. Okay.
No, above that bone, underneath the brow bone. So you're just gonna give it a little contrast now.
Okay.
Yes. And to finish it up, it's just to add you right there. Yes. But don't go into the don't go inside. We wanna,
Oh, oh, just right there. Okay.
yes, and I wanna see it a little because you have so much space between your brow and your thing, you could go up a little bit again.
Okay.
So it's just to get a brush to kind of blend it off like so.
Yeah.
Yes. So stay on top, not inside at all.
Right.
If you ever get any color in there, always use the skin to kind of like clean it out,
Right.
to bring back some light. So it's on the orbit bone of itself that you want to focus on. I like Speedy Gonzales. The
Yes,
whole,
because I want all the information I can get.
don't worry, we'll do this again. We will definitely do this again.
Oh, this is
And to,
fabulous.
yes, and to finish that off, to create it, because remember it's a whole no makeup look, I would just define the eyes using mascara.
Yes.
Right? And if you want to, on the days when you want to just pop the eyes a little bit, just do a really thin line. And we're
Okay.
going to do it again and we will talk about the line. So, in closing, because we had so much fun and the time is just going by so quickly.
We didn't
Um,
even get to talk all the talk we wanted to talk. Oh my God,
Well,
this is
that's why I told you when we doing makeup, it seems as though it's be very difficult because I'm teaching makeup and we still want to have the conversation. So it's like we still get a little bit of you and we're gonna bring you back again. That we will just focus. You will do what you learn,
yes, I shall. I
and
shall.
then whenever we can again, maybe sometime late in the year, we will bring you back and we'll have the conversation again. So what I want to ask you is, because I was thinking recently when I did this conversation, I think it was last week, and we were talking about everybody who want to have a relationship and you want to have the best relationship, and I spoke about the importance of knowing yourself. Do you know who you are? Can you say that you've met you to this? Because we know that you're going to be growing, but to this particular point, do you think that you've met the best version of you, who you are in this moment?
I am coming into the best version of me, Paula.
Yes.
I am coming into the best version. And my therapist, Dali Digest, Dalison Charles, he's helping me. And I'm sorry, I have to say it. I cannot emphasize how important it is to
Mm-hmm.
get help. To get help. It's like I used to think I know myself, but it's after I had a really bad breakup
Mm-hmm.
ago. And it's because of that I realized, oh my gosh, no, 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 no. I cannot be doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get the same result. So
Yeah.
according to everybody, that's the definition of madness. And I know I'm not
Yes.
mad, right?
Yeah.
So I had to find out, Paul, I had to go through the fire. Number one, everybody talking about this glowing and this glowing and this glowing. This glowing doesn't come easy. It doesn't just come like that. You have to go through the fire
Yes,
to
we
get to the
do.
glow,
Yes.
and I had to go through the fire and
Mhm.
with the help of a therapist,
Yes, it's a consistent
and a
work in
supportive
progress.
partner. And I've since, gotten involved again, and my partner is very, very supportive. But that
Mm-hmm.
period with that really bad breakup, I
Mm-hmm.
had to really do some introspection and
Mm-hmm.
realize that I was not being the best version of myself. And I
Yes.
had to find out why. The why is because there's a why. There's a
Mm-hmm.
reason why I put on this thing here. There's a reason why. There's a reason for
Yes.
everything.
And if you understand the reason why, then you will learn what not to do or how to do it even better.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so the answer to your question is that I am now realizing the best version of myself.
Okay, okay.
So
And I think the other thing that I don't know what it was about you that I felt like I needed to be very specific. So I actually wrote this down. What have you discovered about yourself recently that you wish you knew 5 years ago?
I discovered that it's just okay to be very, very transparent. It's okay to be transparent because then you realize that you're not the only one. And so, Paula,
Exactly.
I talk, I'm not ashamed. This has happened to me. Yeah, it happened to me. So what? I'm going through
Yeah,
menopause. Yeah. Somebody, you will reach there as well. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid to say things that's happening, in the past. Sometimes in the past, people would say things and, having conversation, and I know it's happening to me and I just wouldn't add
and you wouldn't
anything.
say anything,
No.
yes, because
But
of fear
now,
of judgment.
yeah. But now, girl, ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing that I think we need to kind of help to change the narrative a little bit because um, women, especially, we have a tendency to um, put each other in the shade when we very well know, guess what, at some point you are there or you will get there because it's not something that wouldn't happen. All of us
Absolutely.
have to go through. Once you're a female in this life, it don't matter how you choose to live your life, you will go through menopause.
Yeah.
You will
I
have issues in your relationship.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
children will give you a hard time if you
Yes.
have kids. It's
Yes.
just something that we all. So my thing is, why can't we be more supportive? I started the Real Beauty Talk group, and my intent with it at some point in the future is to really create a community of women that we could trust, that we could have conversations with. I mean, some people will be closer to some than others, and I wish that I had either even if it's one or two persons that I could like literally say, "Hey, today really sucked," without being judged.
Yes.
Because even though, because for me, most of my friends come to me, most people I know come to me, and when I am ready to break down, I have to break down by myself. I can't go to anybody else. Because even when I do, I would hear something that really come across, okay, I'm there pouring out my soul and you're there judging me. And
Yeah.
it makes you pull in.
And that's one of the things that I learned as well, Paula, is that a lot of the times when people come to you to unpack, it is
Mhm.
not for you to judge them. They just need to
No,
lift their air.
no,
And
exactly.
unless they ask for help, I don't volunteer help. I just
Yes,
listen.
yes, yes.
I might ask, what can I do for you? How can I
Right.
help?
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
not going to say, let me do this or you should do this. I don't do that at all.
yeah,
Like I just flew with two women who both going through menopause, and I was very, very surprised that they both shared.
yeah.
And they understood when I put my face to the vent, they're like, oh, you're flashing. And I'm like, yeah.
I remember I'm not there yet. I remember getting upset with a guy because the place was really hot and he said something as dumb as like, "Oh, like you having a private summer." I wanted to kick his.
Nobody prepared us. Nobody prepared me for
Yes,
menopause. And back in the day, just like he said, it's a thing, Paula, for when
yeah,
you're younger and you don't really know what it is to experience menopause. And anybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so hot." I
mhm.
used to say it, I'm guilty. It's like you're going through menopause. Girl, I will never tell anybody that again because going through it, no, it is
Uh, but
terrible. It is
but
terrible.
there's a a group of people. They're all over the world, and they call themselves co-counselors. And I remember going through the reevaluation counseling. It's called. And what I love about the concept of reevaluation counseling is like if there are three or four of us that would get together, we only have an hour. They will split that hour in three.
Right.
You will be the one person, whoever will go first, they will just talk. And when the time is up, their time is up, we give them questions to bring them out.
Yes.
Because sometimes some people go through some real traumatic stuff. Nobody's there asking advice, but like as the leader of the co-counseling group, I may ask you a question because sometimes I could sense that you're holding back, and I might need to ask you a question so you could literally just hit the ball
Yes, yes.
and bring it out, and then we all there supporting you. And that's what I really love about co-counsel. And when it was done, it was done. I never personally had an experience with somebody call me to discuss something that it was a no-no. And I really wish that when women come together as a group, we could literally form that kind of bond where we support each other. When we leave, it stays right there. Nobody's
I
calling to
wish
have a
for that
discussion.
myself.
Yes.
I
So
wish for
I
that
am.
myself. I wish
Yes.
for
So
that.
one of my because I want to ask you at least a few more questions before we get off, because I know time is like. How was your time? Am I intruding?
No, no. I
Okay.
put aside my Wednesday afternoon for you.
I am so very grateful. So one of the I think maybe two more questions to ask you. What was the mindset that you had to break to really be enjoying the space of a safe relationship now?
Oh, Paul, it's a lot of mindset.
Give me the
It's a
two main
lo- I
ones.
am not. I One of it. One of the mindset for me is that I have to keep and do everything myself. I will not, cannot depend on anybody. It's just today my partner and I, or yesterday we were talking about that,
Ah,
and it was like, right. I'm still learning, and the mindset of being vulnerable.
yeah.
I don't know what that is. I, I don't know what that is. That's one of the things that I have to work on with my therapist. I don't know how to be vulnerable.
I know.
No, it's important. It's important for healthy relationships. All
Hmm.
seriousness, no, it is important. And I'm really, 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 really learning. I'm really trying to break that whole mindset of um, this whole mindset of independence,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
being in a relationship,
Hmm.
and not being vulnerable in a relationship.
Yeah. Asking for help was one of my biggest things.
Yes.
Understanding that I'm not alone and I have somebody there to support me.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
a big, big, big deal. So I have
Yes.
three sentences that I want you to finish. The first one is relationships with the right person is magical if.
If you both understand each other and you're both working towards the same thing.
Awesome.
Noted that things are going to go wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
still, you have the both eyes, four eyes on the end game.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Selfish people taught me how to.
Selfish people taught me how not to be,
Yeah.
how not to be really.
And the last one is I began enjoying myself when I.
I began to enjoy myself when I realized that if I kept doing the same thing over and over the same way and not making changes, that's when I started to realize that, hey, there's a different side of life. Do
Mhm.
things differently. If I kept doing the same things, then I'll get the same result and I'll end up with the same hurt feelings and that sort of thing. So when I decided to do things differently, I like, for instance, um, seeing people's perspective, like getting a therapist, not just getting a therapist for today when I'm not feeling down, but continuously working with the problems that I have, facing them head on. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
going through my bad days, going through my good days, and you know what?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
sharing, not just getting my little bit of healing and keeping it for myself. I find when I talk about it, because I fly and I deal
Yes.
with all these different personalities. And listen, we all have problems. We all
Mhm.
have problems, and I try to help.
Well, you know what? After today, don't say that word problems. Just say the challenge.
We all have challenges.
Yeah. And
We all
that's
have
sometimes
challenges. We all
doesn't
have
that resonate
trauma.
better?
Huh?
Instead of saying problems, and when you say challenges, doesn't that resonate a little bit differently?
When I keep saying it 20 times, I'll tell you. But you're right.
No,
Challenges.
no, I mean just for this moment. When you say, "Oh, we all have problems," and then you change it and you say, "We all have challenges," you felt the shift.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
We all have challenges, and sometimes
Yes.
people just don't want to talk, and they just
Yeah.
need to say one thing that resonates with me,
Mm-hmm.
where I've had the experience and I'm able to share, and
Mm-hmm.
I do, and I feel good about it.
Yes, that is
I
awesome.
feel so. I take my learning outside of me,
All right.
and that has helped me.
Awesome. So, and what are you most grateful for? Because this month I have been really focusing on gratitude, and I've been sharing as well a lot on gratitude. What are you most grateful for, and how have you implemented gratitude as a daily practice in your life?
I am grateful for, like you, gratitude. I am grateful for everything that comes into my life. And one thing I'm grateful for, one thing
Mm-hmm.
recently is that somebody shared something with me, and I realized, Paula, that
Mm-hmm.
I have been praying wrong.
You've been playing wrong.
I've been praying wrong. I've been praying, it's like, dear God, help me to do this, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, right? And
Yeah.
what I needed to be praying for is, God, please come into the problem. When I'm having challenges, come into the challenges with me. When I'm
Yeah.
having a good day, come into. I don't want you walking behind me. I want you walking at the side of me. And I realized, Paula, since I changed that shift, since I changed that mindset set of just asking God to help me and
Mm.
asking Him to come into the problems
Guide
with
you.
me,
Yes.
it's just been so different. I am telling you, maybe it's in my head, I don't know, but it has been so different. And I'm
Okay.
grateful for that person who sent me that bit of information. And I'm grateful for life. Every morning I get up, I am like, thank you, Jesus. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the fact that soon I will be in Trinidad and Tobago.
I am looking forward to seeing you.
And
And
I'm
Deborah came back
grateful.
on Facebook. So Deborah said to tell you hi. Before I let you go, I'm gonna share one of my favorite affirmations that I usually say um, on a regular basis, not just once a day. I ask the spirit, or I would say, the spirit of God goes before me, making clear and easy my way. And I thank you, God, for protecting me from dangers seen and unseen. The Spirit of the Lord goes before me,
Yep.
making clear and easy my way. So if God is going before you or the Spirit is going before you, it means that He or she is giving you the guidance that you need to navigate your day. So if it is that you decide that I want to go down 42nd Street and you feel a guidance to say, no, don't go down 42nd, go down 44 because you're connected, you will be able to heed that. So it's a process where you learn how to trust your inner guidance. So is there anything that you want to leave with us before we let you go? It was such an amazing conversation. I'm sorry that we don't have, I mean, we have more than enough time, but we want to be respectful for everybody else's time as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I just
Yes.
want to thank everybody who came on the live. And you just talk about the Holy Spirit, and just remember that your Holy Spirit guides you. And when you feel that, we call it that gut feeling or that sixth sense or
Yeah.
whatever it is, listen to it. Listen to it. You may want to do something, and if you don't get that move or that push from Holy Spirit, leave it out. When in doubt, leave out.
Yeah, when in doubt, leave out.
When
That's
in
a
doubt,
really great
leave
gem.
out.
I was about to ask you for a gem, but I like that. When in doubt, leave it out.
Yes,
So, Denise, I really
absolutely.
appreciate you. I thank you for going the extra mile because, when we're going to have something fabulous happening, there's always challenges. It's not a problem, it's a challenge.
It's a
Because
challenge. It's a
yes. So,
challenge.
so remember to stick that in. It's not a problem, it's a challenge. And I'm going to send you something well, I think by now you guys know I'm really big on Yala Van Zandt, and
Yeah.
she does a spiritual spa every first Thursday. And this last spiritual spa she did, she spoke about obstacles and why obstacles are important to us. So I'm gonna send it to you later because oh my gosh, it was like so much aha moments for me, and it really spoke to exactly the season that I'm going through right now.
Yes.
And of course, once you stay tuned, you will learn everything. So I'm very
Absolutely.
grateful. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
having me
I
again.
wish I had those beautiful sunflowers on my table. I want to
I
probably
could
go on
put you. I
and
could put you. I'll get a Kodak moment for you and send it.
okay, I love and appreciate you lots. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Anthony. Probably one of the only males that is always on. I would pop in and say
Thank
hello.
you, Anthony.
Thank you, Dawn, for and Razam for being on. I hope you guys learned something because they always telling me, "Oh, you could do it so because you're a professional." Now you see somebody else, and I'm a very good teacher. So all you need to do, this is not going to be free for all the time. So I want you to share, and then I will probably make it private in a couple of days. And I'm always available if you are interested in having a one-on-one virtual session, or now that we could meet people in person. But for those of you who are not in Trinidad, I can do a virtual session for you for a small cost, of course.
Of
But
course.
I guarantee you, you will definitely learn something. And I combine makeup with inspiration. So it's a twofold situation. So I want to say thanks again. I want to say have a beautiful, peaceful evening. Remember, you guys are awesome. And remember that you rock every single day. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, don't criticize, appreciate. Right?
Appreciate. Yes.
Don't criticize,
Yes.
appreciate
That's
because you're
amazing. That's a
awesome.
good gem there.
Yes. So have a good one and we will talk soon.
Good
Bye.
night.
Take care. Nighty night.